Hello, a very good evening from Anfield Stadium, where Liverpool were crowned champions of England for a record-equalling 20th time after an emphatic rout of Tottenham, winning 5-1. A second Premier League title, won with 4 games to spare. Even before kick-off, red smoke was rising from the streets around this hallowed ground. The party, which was denied to fans during the dark days of COVID when the Reds last won the trophy, started early. And what a season it's been. Just a year after Jurgen Klopp departed, it's Arne who made it happen, the Dutchman slotting in seamlessly. In a moment, we'll hear more about the man behind the success. But first, Mike Hall reports on a day Liverpool turned red once again.
Celebrations were unparalleled. Liverpool last won the league during the COVID pandemic when supporters were denied the chance to celebrate together. So this party is 35 years in the making.
Oh, unbelievable, look at this. Look at this, absolutely unbelievable. Champions again. So Manchester, hold it back to us because Liverpool are inside.
Well, we live in Birmingham, born here, but we live in Birmingham and we couldn't deal with it no more watching it on the telly. We had to jump in the car, get on the motorway and get here for the atmosphere. It had to be done.
I was 20 years of age last time this happened in front of me, and I'm 57 in a couple of weeks, so who knows if it's going to happen again. Just drink it in inside was remarkable. Loved it, absolutely loved it.
Liverpool, Liverpool! Unbelievable. I as an Egyptian and Scouse as well, I'm really proud of Mo Salah and all the Liverpool team.
This was a moment few fans could have predicted in Arne Slot's first season as manager.
Very, very happy, of course, but to a certain extent also quite unreal. Because you've worked so hard for this moment to happen, and when it then does happen, it needs some time for you to truly feel it. But the fans were so happy that it didn't take me long to understand what we've achieved together.
And beer gardens across the city.
Amazing atmosphere, unreal. When they scored, it just erupted.
Unreal, absolutely amazing. And a double celebration because my husband, 50 on Tuesday.
We've never seen it before, so happening in person now, the scenes is unbelievable.
It's just fantastic. Every time we win, it's just fantastic.
Back at Anfield, the celebrations rolled on long into the night. This will go down as one of the most memorable days in Liverpool's history, but the party is far from over, with an open-top bus parade through the city next month, when these extraordinary scenes will be eclipsed. Mike Hall, ITV News, Liverpool.
Yes, Mike said a party 35 years in the making. They really were unbelievable scenes, not just here, but in pubs right across the city. We are sure there are plenty of sore heads across Merseyside and beyond this morning. Well, next we turn to Arne Slot, the man given the unenviable task of replacing fan favourite Jurgen Klopp. Throughout the season, he's been the epitome of calm resilience, becoming the first Dutch coach to win the title. After yesterday's match, he credited Liverpool fans with inspiring the players. He talked of the emotion they felt as they saw thousands lining the streets to welcome the team coach. He said it was simple. They had to win for them. And that's exactly what they did. Well, back when the Dutchman was appointed, not many would have predicted his maiden campaign would end like this. And as Chris Hall reports, he left fans and former Liverpool players with little doubt about who'd laid the groundwork for their success.
But apart from that, he helped me even more by the team he left behind and the culture he left behind in that team.
Replacing such an iconic leader was meant to be impossible. Hardly anyone fancied Liverpool as title winners on Slot's first day.
Yeah, there are big shoes to fill. I look at it in a way that is ideal because there is an opportunity to win something.
He was chosen for continuity. The man who'd led Feyenoord to the Dutch title would embrace the culture and playing style which Klopp had spent 8 years cultivating. But he was not the same man. After Klopp's raw emotion, Slot exuded calm.
He's been amazing and he's done it his own way. I mean, similar to Paisley following on from Shankly, you know, but Paisley was determined to do it his own way. Arne Slot hasn't just picked up the Jurgen Klopp manual and sort of done the same thing. He's put his own slant on it, and it's been fantastic.
Slot proved to be a meticulous tactician, transforming many poor first halves into comfortable comebacks. A teacher who learned the skills of his students, refined them and led them through the toughest examinations without making a single major signing, but always deflecting the praise.
So many great managers have been at this club, so if you can achieve something that hasn't been achieved before, that's almost impossible. Yeah, I said many times already, Jurgen left the team in a good place and we're trying to build from there.
Yeah, I played with him for a year, and yeah, he's a kind of friend of mine. We play golf together. Every time I ask him, are you not nervous for first time at Anfield, big games? He's like, nah. He's downplaying everything to the next level. He's a people manager. He knows how to talk and get all the energy out of the players.
There were wobbles along the way, an FA Cup shock against Plymouth and a Champions League defeat to PSG, quickly followed by a League Cup final loss to Newcastle. But Slot's calmness kept them on track as they lost just twice in the league, which he won for Liverpool at the first attempt.
There's a lot of great football players, had a lot, especially then to win it at this club.
I think he surprised everyone. I think everyone thought it would be difficult to substitute Klopp. Looking forward to what he could do in the future as well.
Walk with him forever. Joining us now is Chloe Bloxham from Redmond TV. Good to see you, Chloe. What a season, what a year. What have the last 24 hours been for you? Has it sunk in yet?
I don't think it's sunk in yet. I think we've known for quite some time now that we were going to be Premier League champions, but it wasn't until Wednesday where Arsenal dropped points that I realised just how quickly the moment was going to be upon me. Yesterday's scenes are just things that are going to live in my memory. They will stand probably as the greatest day of my life, but it's not sunk in yet now.
Right, incredible scenes here at Anfield. A word on the manager. What a season he's had, his maiden season. Incredible.
Yeah, it is, and obviously he had a previous team. He had Jurgen's team that he had to lead, and Jurgen built the foundations, but he has certainly added to it, and he will get a summer now to adapt and to add on to that, which is a scary prospect for the rest of the league. But yeah, he's came in, he's done it his own way. He's not tried to be Jurgen Klopp 2.0. He's just came in, he's been calm, he's been collective, and he's walked away with the league title.
You've mentioned Jurgen Klopp there. Fan favourites, many fans, most fans in fact were probably really sad to see him go. Do you think deep down he's probably questioning his decision about leaving the club last season?
No, I don't think so. I think he knew that maybe that was where he could take us. He'd had enough and he was going to go and enjoy his life elsewhere and be the granddad that he wanted to be. And he certainly believed in Arne Slot, and Arne Slot came here and he led us to the Premier League title. And it's just incredible what's happened there. I mean, we talk about Bob Paisley after Bill Shankly. Hopefully that could be our generation of Bob Paisley and Bill Shankly. But yeah, just absolutely incredible what Arne Slot's done in his first season.
And what was it like celebrating here at Anfield yesterday? I mean, very different to the scenes that we saw in 2020. Quite a magical moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's indescribable, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I've waited 23 years of my life to have this moment. A lot of people have waited longer. Some have never, sadly have passed and never got to celebrate this moment. So we've done it, we've celebrated it all for them. And look, you've seen one day of celebration. We've still got a league to lift. And then we've also got a parade to go to as well. So if everyone thought the scenes yesterday were incredible, just wait until the 26th of May when not just Anfield will be painted red, the entire city will be painted red.
So much still to come, as you say, a trophy to lift, a massive parade that's going to dominate the city. Just as a Liverpool fan, give us a sense of what that moment's going to be like for you.
It's going to be incredible. I mean, like I said there, we've waited our entire lives for this. We've been able to celebrate pretty much everything in my lifetime, but the Premier League, it was 2020, we couldn't really celebrate it the way we wanted to. We got that moment yesterday, but that moment doesn't stop there, it continues. And it's exciting for us. This is just the beginning. It's Slot's first season and we've won a Premier League title. Hopefully in the summer he can build on that. We can bring in players more to his style. I mean, we were playing Luis Diaz. We've won a league with Luis Diaz playing our number 9. We're not going to recognise recognised striker playing most games. So it's an exciting time for Liverpool fans to celebrate this season, but to also look at the future, because we've got an incredible team, an incredible foundation, a brilliant stadium and a lovely, incredible manager to go with it.
Exciting times for Liverpool fans here in Merseyside and well beyond. Chloe, really good to talk, and congratulations on being the winners of the Premier League. Thank you. Well, that's all from us for the moment. We'll hand you over to Katie, who's in the studio with the rest of the day's news. Hello, Katie.
Thanks, Kamal. Yes, some very happy Liverpool fans out there today. Well, next tonight, and the ringleader of a grooming gang who abused 5 young women has been jailed for 15 years. Ashley Derbyshire, who's from Bolton, earlier pleaded guilty to the abuse, which happened over a 3-year period from 2016. Well, let's cross live now to Mel Barham, who's been following the case. Mel, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, Casey, Ashley Derbyshire was described as the ringleader of this grooming gang, which involved 9 other men. Derbyshire pleaded guilty to 19 charges involving 5 different victims. The youngest was just 13 when that abuse began. But there was a trial of 8 other men who all denied being part of that abuse. They were all found guilty back in February. Now, the court heard that Derbyshire had groomed his first victim and then introduced her to his friends, who went on to abuse her and others. Much of the detail of that abuse we obviously can't go into because it is just too sordid, but the majority of the offending happened at or near an address in Blackrod in Bolton that became known as the Party House. The judge today described it as a den of iniquity. And this afternoon, the judge praised the main victim, saying that she withstood the ordeal of this trial with exemplary courage and fortitude, in stark contrast to the fanciful, dishonest and concocted evidence of the defendants. Now, we heard victim impact statements from those who'd been abused today. One described her attackers as monsters, saying that they had destroyed her life forever and that she began to feel that death was better than living. She explained how Derbyshire in particular had trained her like a dog. Another victim described how she'd been robbed of her innocence, and what they'd done to her had left a mental footprint that was stained on her brain. And in another emotional statement from one of the victims' mothers, we heard how the wounds from that abuse would take a lifetime to heal, and how she felt guilt and agony that she wasn't able to protect her daughter. Well, Derbyshire was sentenced to 15 years in prison today. His co-defendant, Brendan Harwood, was given 10 years. Ross Corley was handed 28 months. And Harvey Aspden was given a suspended sentence. 6 more defendants will be sentenced here tomorrow.
Mel, thanks so much. Well, elsewhere, in the sale of the Warrington Peace Centre is expected to complete today. The Tim Parry Jonathan Ball Peace Foundation was set up by Tim's parents after the IRA bombing of Warrington in 1993. 12-year-old Tim and 3-year-old Jonathan both died in the attack. There's plans for Warrington Borough Council to now turn the building into a higher educational SEND facility. The Prime Minister has told Granada Reports that his party is fighting for every vote ahead of Thursday's local elections. Sir Keir Starmer was visiting a health centre in Rossendale to hear about the expansion of the NHS app, which the government says has already saved 1.5 million appointments from being missed. Well, let's cross now to our political correspondent, Leisha McNally, who's live for us in Westminster tonight. Leisha, just 2 days to go now until polling day. It's going to be a busy old week, isn't it?
You bet. In fact, it's a wonder there are any politicians left here in Parliament as that last-minute dash around the country kicks off. Now, in the North West, we have 2 really key elections. The fight for control of Lancashire County Council, where the Conservatives are defending their majority, and the Runcorn and Helsby by-election, with Labour hoping to hang on to their seat. So by the end of the week, the North West will not only have a brand new MP, but all the political parties a much better sense of where their messages are landing in those crucial red wall areas. We've already had Kemi Badenoch and Nigel Farage head up to Lancashire, and today we got the Prime Minister too, talking about health and hoping that his government's record there could help them ape their general election success.
I'm really pleased that we're making progress bringing those waiting lists down, but I don't want to diminish the experience of anyone in the North West who is on a waiting list. All I can say is this: we're working as hard as we can, sleeves rolled up, and I have them in my mind's eye when I take the decisions that I do in relation to the NHS. We're determined to tackle this problem.
Of course, other decisions the government has taken might make this contest more of a challenge, and the Prime Minister admits that with the rise of Reform UK, it's going to be tight. Meanwhile, smaller political parties are hoping to make considerable gains in Lancashire and beyond.
At this stage of election, you just don't know. You get excited. You hear people at Dorset who really like what we're saying on things like health and care. They like what we're saying on things like the environment, like sewage. And they like we've got real positive policy on the cost of living. For example, today we're talking about buses. Labour has increased the cost of using your bus from £2 to £3. We're saying they're wrong. It should still be at the lower amount. And that for young people, there should be a young person's bus card. So we want to make sure that buses are affordable. That's the sort of positive policy we're campaigning on.
Well, what we've seen around the country consistently is that when you get that green voice in the room, and maybe to begin with it's 1, then it might be 3, then it might be 10, and then you see Greens as part of running the administration. That's a pattern that's happened right around the country. And it starts with the first Green councillor or group of Green councillors introducing new ideas that would not otherwise be heard, being that voice for the local environment, for protecting local services from cuts, pressing more for more affordable housing, being tough with the developers that are building homes that are just not affordable to local people. Greens really make a difference.
So lots of reasons to watch closely as the results start coming in, and we'll have all the details for you on Friday's programme.
Yeah, a busy few days ahead. Thanks so much, Leisha. Well, back to sport now. And Manchester City may have lost the Premier League crown to Liverpool, but they are through to their third FA Cup final in a row. They'll face Crystal Palace on May the 17th after a 2-0 win over Nottingham Forest at Wembley yesterday. Well, that's all from me here in the studio tonight, so let's cross back to Gamal now, who's live for us at Anfield for the final time this evening.
Katie, many thanks indeed. And welcome back to Liverpool and to Anfield, where the party really has only just begun. The new champions of England will pick up that all-important trophy at their final game against Crystal Palace. And the parade through the city will follow on Monday, the 26th of May, which is expected to attract hundreds of thousands of people. One of them will be little Isaac Kearney, who is quite fair to say is a bit Liverpool mad. Well, Isaac, who is 7 years old and lives with a rare condition known as Wolff-Hersham syndrome, he's become a familiar sight at this famous stadium, and I am delighted to say that he joins me alongside his dad, Alan. Great to see you both. Alan, if I could firstly start with you. What have the last 24 hours been like for you? Has it sunk in yet?
It hasn't sunk in, no. It's been pretty mad, to be honest. When we knew we was coming to the game, Isaac got up in the morning, come down, put the Alexa on as usual, all the Liverpool songs. Ready for the day, didn't you, mate? Eh?
Yep.
Isaac, I see you still punching the air, excited about the victory yesterday. What's it like being the champions of England?
What's it like?
Good.
It's good. Well, it's boss. It's amazing, isn't it?
And also, Isaac, you were in school today and you went into school with something very special. What was it?
Wig.
What was it?
Wig.
Your medal.
Medal.
Show all your mates, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, look.
Tell us about the moment outside the stadium, Alan. What was that like for you? What was that like for Isaac and the rest of the family and all the fans here yesterday evening?
So we got here about 11:30 in the morning because we know how much Isaac loves to sing the songs and be in the atmosphere. And obviously we were in the Paisley Square there with the live music. We had to go. And then as we was walking through to greet the bus coming in, everyone just started chanting his name. What was they singing? We love you, Isaac. We do. And as a dad, for people, that many people to shout your son's name in greatness, it's I don't know how I felt at the time, but
talk to us about that moment, because the fans have really embraced Isaac, haven't they?
Yeah. I can't explain how happy I am. You know, it's I can't explain it. You know, how it makes me feel.
And what about the manager? Is this a sign of things to come? Is there going to be more from Arne Slot?
Yeah, definitely. Few signings this season, and I think we're going to go for it again next year.
Great stuff. Okay, Alan Isaac, many thanks indeed. Well, that is it from us at Anfield. Many thanks indeed for watching. It's been an incredible 24 hours where thousands of fans finally got to see their team clinch the league title in person for the first time in 35 years. It all happened in a sea of red smoke on a sunny Sunday afternoon. They did it in style, putting 5 past Spurs, and a party broke out in the Kop. And now attention will turn to a trophy lift and a parade as the red half of the city celebrates a truly remarkable season. From all of us here, many thanks indeed for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.
Why do I need a shower? I've been out in the rain.
The faster you go, the sooner you'll be out. You'll save water too.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello, a very good evening to you. A burst of summer across the whole of the UK this week. Dry conditions, really no rain in the forecast, and some very warm sunshine ahead. A fresher feel from Friday into the bank holiday weekend. But before that, a boost of very warm air from Spain. Across the whole of the UK, we'll see temperatures peaking in the northwest Wednesday and Thursday, 27, perhaps 28 degrees, before a fresher feel to end this week. Back to this evening and overnight, it will in fact be our coolest night of the week, and it's by no means chilly. 8 or 9 Celsius in rural spots, most towns and cities staying in double figures. A few mist patches before dawn, dry conditions, a very light wind across the northwest of England and the Isle of Man, and a very mild start to the day tomorrow. The sun will be up tomorrow morning at 5:40. It sets at 8:37 tomorrow evening. And for many of us, a pleasantly warm start to the day, any mist dissolving very quickly. Blue skies, plenty of sunshine, and through the afternoon with a very gentle breeze, UV levels will be quite high. Something to bear in mind over the next few days if you're out and about, and perhaps you're fair-skinned. 24 Celsius tomorrow afternoon will feel very warm indeed. A dry night to come tomorrow night, and those temperatures peaking through the middle part of the week. Wednesday and Thursday, very little cloud in the forecast. 27 Celsius could easily be reached, maybe a touch higher on Wednesday and Thursday before a front moves through to end the working week. And from Friday, a slightly fresher feel, probably welcome for many of us as we head into the bank holiday weekend. A few showers perhaps ahead, but fairly quiet conditions too. Enjoy your evening.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.